what happens.
It's going to be one of those classic matchups. rapha versus DaHanG, the liquid team kill about to take place. And our first map's going to be Ruins of Sarnath. A couple of lights, and of course, the ever-eternal Doomslayer coming out to play. Now, who is the first champion we see? Anarchy versus Slash. Okie dokie.
Very curious, as our colleagues mentioned, who gets that first frag in the match. Ooh, great railing from DaHanG. Started off.
Of course, hitting Anarchy at range is a little bit difficult. Hit a really impressive rail at the start, but out of those 5, only connecting 2 so far. But as this is Anarchy, any rail is one rail too many.
Really aggressive push there by rapha at the start, and DaHanG kind of backed off and hit a nice fall-away rail.
We could have had a lightning-fast turnaround there at the very beginning. The fact that, at the end of the day, he was in his line of sight 3 other times.
We're going to trade Heavy and Mega here. It's all about who can land these critical shots. DaHanG probably wants that rail back when he came up the jump pad. That was definitely one he should have hit, typically.
Yeah, he's definitely missed a few, but I suppose round number 1 of the first map.
Right now, just both trying to get a good jump on each other. It's going to be interesting because they are so familiar with each other, so I'm wondering if they can kind of anticipate each other to some degree and get some good reads and ambushes, especially when you're in critical health. I'm sure they've theory crafted together and talked through these, what do I do in this situation, or what do you think we should do in that situation in terms of being, where your health stack is and the timing of the items.
You almost feel like that's why DaHanG was so dead set on trying to hit those rails. Even though rapha was at a far distance, and of course hitting Anarchy at some of these ranges is really hard because he's got that tiny hitbox. But DaHanG's like, if this has the potential to be super deep and of course, really slow paced and it comes down to 1 frag, if he's in my line of sight, let's take the shot. Let's try and get an early lead. He's been sticking to his guns every time a shot is possible. DaHanG is pulling that trigger.
Still, that was a nice push to see if rapha secures this Mega Health next, which he does. That was a nice push there. He forced DaHanG. Once you're in that small upper light armor, there's really no escape. So I thought, he had to use his slash ability simply to get away, but it was good pursuit by rapha. He now has control. DaHanG has to be a little careful here. He's the mouse in this situation. rapha's gonna be looking to get,
wow. Before we can even finish talking about that one, I was saying rapha sort of like must have caught sight of him. You mentioned the level of control he had. He had a really decent stack to take that fight, but yeah, there's that roller queen strategy right there. And this actually could be another frag. rapha got caught out super bad. DaHanG in a very small turnaround.
Yeah, good initial rocket. He was definitely going to push after that. And it was a great plasma trail going back. Looks like he's going to close out the round here. Oh, one plasma trail deserves another.
Yeah, it's just I guess these guys are just drawn to it so far. It just looks so pretty. It's the bright colors.
I agree. Just walk into the light, gentlemen.
Well, much like last time, it was, Agile going into the Doomslayer. I think this is a great situation for DaHanG. I know Slash, he's going to have that mobility, and she's going to be so much faster than Doomslayer in every encounter. However, DaHanG trying to bully him away, trying to keep him at bay with those rockets, but rapha with a confident push. And of course, that crouch slide, very effective at dodging those rockets from range, and he's rewarded by the Mega.
Yeah, great shooting from, oh my gosh, he is on fire.
Excellent.
On fire, yeah.
Absolutely sublime rails at the end of that first round, and kind of looked like it was almost all DaHanG for like a small section there when he was just racking up those couple of frags, but well, this is the speed of which you can turn these things around. That looked like a really sort of just caught between a rock and a hard place, wrong time for sure.
Well, yeah, the ability was up, and as I mentioned, rapha's probably looking to push in that scenario, and DaHanG led him into it, really. And once he was in the air, he couldn't turn around. He was dead. But it's interesting, rapha got him with the same move and changed the momentum in that match.
And that was quite an interesting encounter where DaHanG goes, I'm going to block the doorway off, so of course you're not going to chase me through the teleporter. Maybe rapha anticipated him going through the teleporter, went for a chase down. DaHanG essentially just doubling back, catching him in the backside. rapha.
It seems to be the match of who's going to land the rails right now. They're both hitting some great shots. Oh my goodness.
It has looked really good for DaHanG. 2 frags in 30 seconds is a very good way to start a round, but
I think what I said about them playing pretty loose seems to be the case right now. It's a very fast-paced game. These guys aren't showing any fear for each other. They're just letting it all hang out, really.
And the combo, the absolutely sublime combo. And of course, with that being a situation where it's I knock you into the air and you're stuck at the mercy of this plasma trail. Before Slash even lands, you can just detonate it. That was really nice execution from DaHanG, I have to say. Yeah,
he's been playing really well all tournament and it's showing. So I really have a tough time calling this match. I'm surprised it was, I know rapha has a big following, and so the Twitch vote was a little lopsided, but it really is 50-50 right now to me with the way both were playing all tournament long.
I guess you also have to look at what's happening in Quake Champions, how both of these players are absolutely at the top of that pedestal with NA, of course, next, Dewey's up there too, but these players they mean business, and DaHanG has had so much success in this game, as well as rapha. The two are evenly matched players, without a shadow of a doubt.
Can he get DaHanG slash? His slash, DaHanG slash has been really well here. Can Rapha get him off the slash, as you saw in round one? Once he lost the slash, it kind of rolled for Rapha after that. And then in the second round, DaHanG was just all over him with slash, and there was really nothing he could do. And again, we hit him with more of the plasma trail. He's been really effective with it.
And the plasma trail is such a multi-utility ability right here, where even if he doesn't get the frag with it, rapha in big trouble after that rail. But even if he doesn't get the frag with the plasma trail, it's area denial. It's keeping you away from an objective. Right there, it bullied rapha away from the mega.
That was a big rail by DaHanG to lower rapha. Really discouraged him. It looked like he wanted to get the frag there. Speaking of rapha, so DaHanG, great defensive rail and really changed the position of who's in charge right now, able to get that heavy armor. Too bad for him that the mega health was too close in regards to timing. I know he really wanted to get there, so that's going to help rapha out quite a bit, but he doesn't have any armor. So when you don't have armor, that health, especially on a light character like Anarchy, it's not going to do you a whole lot.
Of course, I mean, that health, it's almost like 2 rails, and that's going to be it. DaHanG does ever so slightly fail to connect. So watch out, rapha. Actually, really trying to pick his spots. Doesn't really want to jump. Of course, doesn't want to jump into the plasma trail, but
a good escape by rapha. That's a tough area to get out of. DaHanG obviously want to trap him up there with the plasma trail, try to get a frag there. That's a great opportunity to get a frag in my view, when somebody's up there.
I caught rapha going around the corner, but as this is Anarchy, he's probably going to be airborne in the middle of one of those strafe jumps, so even though they were point blank, he was way too high up to land the direct.
Uh-oh, DaHanG's in a bad spot down here.
Yeah, definitely. As forced to use that plasma trail, tries to get away, but I love the idea of rapha. Fantastic rocket placement. He's going to go with plasma trail. He's going to be going faster. Need to place some rocket here. Just good knowledge.
Yeah, I think DaHanG wanted to land on the columns there and maybe jump through to the side stairwell or something to get away, and then dropping down in that bottom area and going in, especially in the back where the hourglasses and the health are. There's no way out of there. He desperation tried to use his plasma trail, but great rockets from rapha to get the kill.
Both with their rails on deck. DaHanG actually very confidently staying there, particularly before he got the armor.
This is not where you want to be. Low ground, trapped. I mean, he has rockets. I think you're probably going to see another frag right now. Yep.
Yeah, DaHanG fresh off the spawn. He had a railgun, yes. Yes, he had Berserk as well, but rapha at that range, he's going to stay just outside of Berserk range, try and get a couple of those rockets, and that's the second time DaHanG was caught down underneath armor. I doubt we'll see him there again.
Yeah, and it's the good patience, too, from rapha as well. You know you have him cornered. There's no need to just go in and rush willy-nilly. Just place your good rockets and be patient.
I'd be so scared here. DaHanG almost dead. rapha has every weapon he could want. He's got machine gun if he wants to finish it. He has LG if he needs.
Yeah, he's going to cycle these items. DaHanG will recover a little bit, but rapha's going to be in firm control. He's going to go right up to mega health right now.
Yeah, even if he's not going to get the frag, he's going to get full control on the map. And of course, we can't forget about that 1 minute warning that is looming. 30 seconds time, there's going to be 1 minute left.
Oh. Critical miss, critical miss. You got to be careful going for the kill like that with the rail. Good recognition from DaHanG, knowing he had the reload time. Even though he was low, he had plenty of time to push back into rapha, which he did to get the frag.
And it's that capitalization. If you're in a situation which could be bad if the shot connects, but wait, rapha's going straight into his berserk mode, almost a little bit eager to do so. Of course, it secured him the heavy, but if he was going to go down, DaHanG was going to pop that invisibility if he felt it was necessary.
Really let DaHanG off the hook with that frag, I thought. When he went for the rail, it was very risky. If he hit it, he obviously gets the kill. But maybe rocket or a lightning gun, I think, would have been more suitable. DaHanG really didn't have that big of a stack.
Oh, they trade it. So, of course, DaHanG forced to retreat right here. There's always going to be the issue with these smaller champions is they get hit by one rail, and that's it. They can't fight. They have to get out. Well, it is harder to hit them, of course, but you hit that one shot, and then the advantage really becomes yours.
Now that's interesting. Now his Ghost Walk is going to be down. That shows you how concerned he was about a rapha ambush at the heavy armor. He had to use his Ghost Walk just to pick up the armor, which means he won't have it if anything bad happens here.
Whenever you have a Nyx in this situation, every time you see a rail and it just zips past, you feel it.
Definitely, yeah. Looking to run those hourglasses. Good job, though. He's right. He already got it back.
And rapha playing the hyper-defensive game. DaHanG has to try and make something happen, so he's going to push in. Why not rapha with the capitalization? There was 10 seconds left on that round. DaHanG didn't have the champion lead. He had to try and make something happen. But I just love the idea that rapha just, lying in wait. If he's not got the Ghost Walk, whatever. I've got my Berserk and he's Nyx with 75 health. That's all he needs.
And we've seen it many times. Pushing in close range to Doomslayer is not necessarily a great idea because he just hits you with a rocket switches to Berserk, and you're right in his face. So.
And in many of these cases, using that Doomslayer combo of rocket into instant punch, you don't even have time to react with your defensive mechanism, an ability that lets you survive or get away or whatever. Like Nyx, if you get hit by the combo, you can't even react to that. So it makes sense to keep distance, you know, stay out of that effective range. But Rapha, he will slow the game. Both these guys will slow the game down if needs must, and that was one of those occasions where Rapha was going to take the tools available and win by timeout. But now he's being on the back foot. Very crucial rail to fail. Rapha still alive temporarily, but DaHanG, he's trying to finish it. No trade. That could have almost been a rocket trade.
Almost, but DaHanG had a little more stack, and I'm sure DaHanG wanted. He had a good position there with Rapha. Rapha was kind of in a desperate spot trying to get down there, down to lower armor there at the heavy armor. So good kill by DaHanG. He kind of cornered him off there and just made him run into some rockets. He's playing intelligent. He just, you know, there's a few shots here and there I'm sure he wishes he could have back. Oh, great rockets from Rapha.
Yeah, absolutely excellent placement.
Well, one of the things at that area on Starnath, you got to be careful looking over the ledge too much, because all you have to do is you shoot a rocket right at the ledge there, and the splash damage will mess you up, and you see it knocked him back, and he threw a great follow-up rocket into the wall.
One of those funny encounters too, where DaHanG, he actually was on the money with his waiting for Rapha to step the mark. It was just right as he'd looked away, Rapha, in very classic fashion, had then started to move, right? Whereas, okay, should have looked there, maybe half a second extra, and I would have got that guaranteed shot. No flick required.
DaHanG's made a slight tactical adjustment here, going with Nyx as his second pick instead of his third, as he's done previously. I think he doesn't really want to let it get down to being down to his last champion and only using Nyx.
That was quite a close encounter. Even Rapha with that last-minute turn to the left, he was expecting DaHanG to be lining up that shot.
DaHanG showing respect to his teammate. Doesn't want us to really rush right at a former QuakeCon champion.
But sometimes, like, you know, even if you're someone like DaHanG, I mean, both these guys are legends in their own right, absolutely, but sometimes when it comes to make a decision, do I push here, do I take this fight? For sometimes it really sets in who you're fighting. Even if these guys are really good friends, it's, this is Rapha, and I'm about to take a 1v1. Ooh. Speaking of which, Rapha comes off better in said 1v1.
That's the risk with, you know, the stack difference. It was a great ambush, you know. I thought it was a good initiation by DaHanG, but he just couldn't get the damage out. Doomslayer has a little extra stack, and all it takes is 2 good rockets.
Wow. Oh my. LG got nerfed? What?
What? No.
I know. I mean, in that situation right there, it was really good awareness.
It's nerfed maybe for me because I can't hit anything, but obviously not for these guys.
But I feel like that was a good answer too for the Berserk mode in a situation where he's stuck to melee, even if he goes, and I've said this before, in situations where he goes in for the lunge and he's stuck in a set trajectory. So, you know, going for an LG in that situation, if he can only move in a straight line and you have the speed to move backwards, that is going to be a lot of LG damage in a very short space of time.
I was impressed with the pace of the game. I thought it was very fast. Again, it kind of showcases that, yes, these our teammates are familiar, and I think that's why we're seeing that speed. They really are just going at it. I mean, in terms of, I don't see those, you know, the jitters, I guess, when we see people get really tight and they get really conservative and we get those long games going into overtime, sudden death. As we saw yesterday, we had a 10-minute, you know, overtime with DaHanG. And so
10.5 minute overtime.
10.5 minute. I think that's a record.
That's the length of some maps. Like, you know, 3 rounds if it's back to back. Duels
used to be 10 minutes total. So you think they had 5 minutes, and then, I mean, that was a 15-minute round.
But some of the almost like, you know, like the temporary explosiveness where both of these guys have been right. I've got a good shot here to take a fight. They land some sort of crazy rail shot, or it's a situation where they land good damage, and then you would think they're going to sort of like go back and one of them will try and run away. And like DaHanG at QuakeCon had a lot of moments where he would just go for a really brave little mini chase, even at very low HP, and land one rail and put himself straight back into the fight. I kind of got shades of that, and it was on Ruins of Sarnath at QuakeCon too. Like I actually got shades of when they last fought at QuakeCon to now. A couple of similarities there, but this next map, I mean, we talk about how important the map is and the champions coming into play. Rapha's Slash as well, looking incredible. But at the end of the day, I'm very interested as to what this map pick's going to be. And
I would like to point out that, in my view, what I'm seeing in the match is that Rapha mechanically seems to be on his game today. Some of those rails he was hitting were really impressive. DaHanG seems a little off, maybe. There was some, like I said, there were some rails he wanted back, and then they're both tactically making some very excellent decisions, but DaHanG made some critical errors there, especially when he dropped down twice in that lower area, you know, those hourglasses and health. He really had nowhere to go. It really helped Rapha, you know, get those frags and get that round, and you really can't make mistakes like that at this level. These guys make you pay.
Yeah, so, I mean that moment where DaHanG dropped down near the 2 health bubbles and he paid the price for it, those kind of situations can really set the pace for the rest of the round, right?
Yep.
You know, that one frag, that one bad situation can put you on the back foot, and then before you know it, the round's gone, and then before you know it, the map's gone. But speaking of the map, it is going to be Corrupted Keep. Now the eternal question,
Clutch.
do we see?
Clutch. Let's see it. Come on, Clutch versus Clutch.
I think everyone wants to see it, but of course, you know, the players, do they think it's the right pick for this occasion? Do they practice against each other so much that maybe against each other, Clutch, in DaHanG's case, will be the right pick? Does rapha go for the Clutch pick as well? Do we have a mirror match on our hands?
It looks like he's thinking. Look at this. Didn't just lock in. DaHanG locked in that Clutch pretty quick. There we go. Oh,
solag, okay. Now, I mean, this is something that we're actually not. I wouldn't be surprised if he went Clutch, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because if these guys play together all the time, which we know, of course, when you face off against opponents that won't have lots of experience against you, it's like, let's waste no time and we'll go straight into the Clutch pick, because if they have less experience against the champion, you know, they have less opportunities to adapt on the fly. We saw that yesterday with Kilson versus DaHanG, where the first couple of rounds on Corrupted Keep, they really did not go very well at all. But as you know, Kilson's one of the best players in the world. He made the adaptations in a matter of not even rounds at a time. Within the same round, he would make the adaptations to figure out the matchup, figure out what he should be doing, and it became a different match from the last round into the first round. Now, these guys have played loads. That point has already long been surpassed. So solag being an answer to Clutch, you know, it'd be quite interesting to ask rapha about this if he's able to move on. He has the interview. We'd love to ask him that question.
Yeah,
why did you counter Clutch?
Absolutely, I'd love to hear his answer as well regarding that. We're going to see what happens, though, right now. This is going to be an epic game.
100%. The Corrupted Keep, in many ways, this is a real, absolutely aggressive map. So many fights taking place in DaHanG. He's going to go straight in, heavy armor, instantly into the rocket launcher, and in 8 seconds, Clutch just became the scariest champion in this entire map.
A little surprising. So he's going with Anarchy right away. And, you know, the one thing Anarchy on this map is, you know, you like to zip around so much, you got to be careful. I'm sure DaHanG's gonna be laying in wait, just waiting to pop that shield and try to catch that Anarchy.
I was going in with those super nails. I totally get that, because the idea is to do as much damage to Clutch before the encounter happens as possible, to either force him to run away, make him really weak, or do so much damage that he forces the shield. So this is one of those situations where rapha's being really aggressive because he's trying to get DaHanG to pop the shield earlier than he wants to.
It looks like DaHanG doing a good job area denial. He's setting ambushes. He might get a kill right here.
This could be the moment. Waits for his time. Going in for the super shotgun. Let's not even risk missing with a rocket. Let's just go for the super shotgun instead. Love it.
He was setting that up for a good 40 seconds. He was really cycling back to that rocket launcher, making sure rapha could not secure it and popped the shield when the Anarchy went for it. So it was a good first kill to get DaHanG off to a great start.
But of course, that's one of many potential Clutch frags we're about to see. And there's the airborne, forced to go into his berserk. DaHanG's trying to line it up, but of course, if it's melee only, I don't think DaHanG was even remotely interested in letting that shield go down, even for one time.
That was a great minute rocket he hit.
Superb. And
yeah,
obviously with a Doom stack, I know he's still relatively healthy, but DaHanG really sort of bullying the bottom of this map.
He's going to look to be patient. He wants to run those hourglasses. He's got a shield back up. Now he's going to look to set another trap and get a second kill. This is what you want to do with Clutch. I think DaHanG is really great about this. He's good at buying time until his shield's back up, running the hourglasses, making sure he doesn't take too much chip damage, and then you're just waiting to set that ambush. You just want one good read in a close range fight, and that's a wrap for your opponent usually. Because when you put that shield up, you really do have all day to line up your shots.
I feel like it's such a benefit for Clutch against basically anyone. And I know one of Doomslayer's biggest strengths, and there's the immediate shield pop. He is 100% interested in taking this fight. He needs one more good rocket, of which he will land, and he's going to be in the money. rapha down to a solag pick. Now, this is the element we kind of see, because obviously going with solag last was a very deliberate pick. He knew he was going to fight Clutch first. Is this the answer? This could definitely be a frag. He's caught him in the air. He's going to try and run away. Unfortunately, getting stuck on the door frame. That was all she wrote.
Yeah, good recovery by rapha there to get him off that Clutch. Now it's kind of interesting. I don't know if Nyx is the greatest pick against solag personally, because that spit will just blow the Ghost Walk every single time, and that allows you to just keep the pressure on Nyx constantly. Because anytime Ghost Walk goes up, just throw the spit, and they have to use it. She can't take that.
rapha, of course, the difference in stack is going to make this fight absolutely in his favor. And he's making a comeback. I was about to say when he actually saw solag get picked. You can't count this guy out. You know, he gets one good frag and he still has a healthy stack and his acid spit. The second Nick spawns, Acid Spit's used to force the Ghost Walk. The second there's no Ghost Walk, rapha can pretty much do whatever he wants the second the next fight happens.
Oh, nice little steal by DaHanG. I was amazed he got that. That was huge.
Oh.
That was a huge steal. Won him the round. I was a little surprised that rapha, he had good position there. And but cagey, very cagey from DaHanG, not making it easy, gets the steal. I mean, if rapha picks that up, he gets the kill. But instead, DaHanG is the one who got it and closed out the round.
I gotta say, I really like that weapon switch. You know,
Oh, yeah.
He could have bet it on the direct, but in that situation, why take the risk?
Yeah, no way.
It's that next level management, the awareness of, I've got only 2 weapons available, and in this situation, that's the right one for the job, that's it. You know, waste no time, let's switch it.
And there was no need to hit him with another direct. He was already low, so you gotta also have to recognize your opponent's stack.
For sure, absolutely.
I mean, sometimes there's times for the highlight. Believe me, I love going Hollywood more than anyone, but there's times for it, and there's times to keep that in the bag. And that was one of them.
Now, rapha didn't seem to have a difficult time with the clutch in the first round. It just came down to being caught out, as we see time and time again, no matter who you are, really. But he had an awareness. You know, he was really trying to keep his distance. Unfortunately, now he's in a very precarious situation. He did land a fantastic rocket blade, but with the sheer stack difference, one direct is simply not going to be enough.
Great patience from DaHanG. rapha was trying to take a page out of DaHanG's book from the previous round. He was trying to run that rocket launcher and deny clutch the rocket launcher, but DaHanG was patient and was able to pick it up. But he has no shield right now. He's probably going to die.
There it is.
Yep.
Acid tick damage, guaranteed. Even though the obviously the tick was since changed, it doesn't do as much tick damage as it used to. At that health, it doesn't matter. But he went to the Sorlag pick as a second rather than going it as his final option. I think he's got real confidence in this champion.
I definitely thought he had success there in that first round with Sorlag, and I'm sure he feels, even though he lost the round, that one got away from him. He really did have dominant position and a little mistiming on the armor, so I'm sure he feels fine. I think that wasn't a... You just got to shake that off and think, you know what, I did play strong, I just need to execute.
Oh, he was playing, absolutely, he was playing out of his mind in that first round. We could have definitely seen a Sorlag comeback made. It just came down to that one steal, but trying to do as much damage near the Mega to keep him away from it, but...
It's going to be a frag here, maybe.
I mean, it's hard for him to escape. Ghostwalk is used. It's actually very confident of DaHanG to save it until that last minute. I think like maybe he was really waiting for the acid spit, and then he was going to maybe react with it.
Good thing he had that ghost walk up, though. He's in big trouble, though, right now. rapha's going to be flying around. He's going to pick up this heavy armor. There's enough separation between the two for him to make it back. Oh, he's delaying a little bit, though. That's going to hurt him getting back to Mega health. Yep.
He's going to try and do what he can to beat him to the punch, but even if Nyx hasn't got loads of armor, Sorlag will still have the last buff in that exchange, and there we go. Nice little bit of LG around the corner.
Very cheeky from rapha right there. DaHanG definitely thought because he got a good LG stream and really weakened rapha quite a bit, so he anticipated rapha was going to go through the teleporter and go a separate way. Good double back in pursuit by rapha. Oh my goodness.
Kind of minimal damage on the machine gun. He was trying to sort of just get a bit of damage before, but unfortunately wasn't really able to hit his mark, and DaHanG pretty much just flying right in there. Now the Doomslayer mirror, normally on this map we see it all the time, but with these two guys, we really haven't.
Very curious. Really back and forth in both of these rounds right now. DaHanG's, both of them looking to get a good read, get that initial rocket. This is Quake, you just want to get that good initial chip damage before you push in.
Particularly seeing as both of the Doomslayers have Berserk too. A lot of the time a Doomslayer will use Berserk to secure a frag, and then the Doomslayer spawns next, and that's a very clear advantage one guy has over the other, and that he's got that ability popped and loaded. But in this encounter, no, you can see neither one wants to get too close because they're not doing huge damage to each other so far. It's like you said, they'll land that one big chunky rocket and then it's time to strike. But until then, neither one wants to get punched in the face. I mean, who does really? Yeah,
and it's all about playing percentages in Quake. They're both Doomslayer. Why put yourself in a 50-50 scenario in such a tight match? You don't train all this way and play all these matches to just put yourself in coin flip situations. So you want an advantage of some kind. This is a great push by rapha.
Plenty of damage, and there is the two-piece combo. You feel like it's advantage for rapha, and then, well, that happens.
What a mid-air rocket. I mean, DaHanG's playing really great. I don't know, I've lost count. He's hit a lot of mid-air rockets so far, especially some really impressive ones.
I think as this game is progressing for champions too, like players in general, that their mid-airs are just getting better and better. We saw a huge rise in that in Denver, and of course it seems like it's only ever continuing. rapha's doing a nice amount of damage. Clutch is in trouble, and that of course is going to force DaHanG to use the shield, but hang on a second. That mining laser, the infinite range, not as much damage as the LG, but almost just as effective in some of these cases. Rapha, a great answer. Fantastic answer for Clutch.
Very interesting approach from Rapha. Just got aggressive right off the start, right? So started getting that chip damage, forced the shield, came right back. He wasn't exactly super stacked himself, but he recognized his shield was down and figured, you know, let's go for it right now. He's the size of a house, so I'm going to probably do more damage than he does to me.
Yeah, shotgun's a very attractive option against those bigger hitboxes. Taking the spread into account, you're almost automatically going to get more damage in the same scenario. But
this is a pretty classic matchup here, the Anarchy versus the Nyx. One's going to be flying around the map. Nyx is fairly fast herself, but the Ghost Walk always adds an interesting element.
It really tests your ability to,
DaHanG
nice.
still landing these great rockets, man.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, he's springing these traps, he's making these good calls. Rapha did kind of take the bait on that. It was just the payout on the rocket wasn't as rewarding as it could have been. But I feel like with Anarchy going so fast on a map like this, your audio cues need to be so on point to go, Anarchy sounds loud enough now that he has to be around this corner at this time, and that is when I go for my rocket, because if you're wrong by,
Another mid-air rocket.
Is he going to give us any more in this round? I mean, come on, he has to.
Rapha was just backing off that platform. DaHanG lined him up with another direct. Jeez.
That was so much damage. Swapping to the LG to try and finish it, but one good punch, and that's all it needs for Nyx to be a little bit too worried about pushing in.
A good separation on items. DaHanG should try to establish dominant position over heavy armor, I would imagine.
That was a good exchange for Rapha, actually. Getting one punch, almost like mid-retreat.
Yeah, it forced... DaHanG would have definitely pursued if that wasn't... But it put DaHanG in a critical state as well. So even though DaHanG was in better shape because he was able to get the mega health, pick up the light armor, and now he has the heavy armor, Rafa's going to have to play conservative right now. Or set up a nice trap. But he knows he's got to know the Ghost Walk is up. So that's probably his first priority, is try to force the Ghost Walk. And then maybe during that time, you know, DaHanG will lose control on the mega health or the heavy armor.
There's a very distinct delay in between those two items right now. Oh, that one hurt. But DaHanG still not popping that invisibility.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't land that mid-air rocket too. I mean, he's been hitting so many of them.
And there it is, waiting for the berserk, and then the invisibility gets used. And the surprise! Is it enough?
Oh, man.
I mean, it can be so brave at this level of play to save like that sort of escape tool. And DaHanG, I mean, it's almost like he waited for the berserk. And the second he sees a berserk, they pretty much trade ability for ability. And if DaHanG can press the advantage, he almost secured the frag there.
Yeah, it's good play. It's been several times
now. Oh my God!
Good 2 or 3 times. His rocket placement's really excellent. But there's been 2 or 3 times here Rafa's made miscalculations there at the heavy armor. Just a little, he just misses it. It seems like DaHanG just picks it up right in front of him. It's come back to hurt him several times here.
Speaking of heavy armor, I feel like the race is on. Rapha likely to get it first, but not before taking 3 chunky rockets. I mean, if anything, DaHanG was going to be totally fine with Rapha beating him to the heavy there, because it gave him that height advantage.
Yeah, and the thing with picking up a heavy armor or a mega health and that's important in duel is to hit them after the pickup. Before, doesn't do nearly as much. When you hit them after the pickup, it's quite devastating. And he followed it up because he had good position, high ground position, and he just lit him up there with rockets. It was a good play by DaHanG, but I'm really impressed with his placement on the rockets right now.
Trying to get that angle,
again,
just to get a guaranteed hit. Yeah, knock him into the air. There's very little Sorlag's going to be able to do knocked that high up. And that's just the LG to follow. I love the combo. I love this combo ability where DaHanG understands, you know, what weapon to use for the right time. He's knocked into the air, but also he's Sorlag. So LG is going to be the tool for the job here. And the damage shows.
Yeah, that's a classic Quake combination. The rocket to the lightning gun pin. And especially, as you mentioned, with Sorlag, very easy to line up a Sorlag because of the size of the model there. Dominant performance from DaHanG. It looks like we're going in this tiebreaker map. I'm curious because it's been so back and forth, but I got to again point out the rockets of DaHanG are really setting the tone. At least it did in that map, because he's placing them beautifully. You can see it, 80 damage, 100 damage. He's hitting directs and hard ankle shots. Like he's really putting making it difficult for Rapha, because when somebody's landing rockets like that, it makes it harder to push. Right?
I didn't mean that.
And in scenarios when you want to push, you saw it again. He came around the corner of Sorlag. He had a nice prediction rocket, bouncing them up. I mean, you're dead. There's nothing you can do. So that makes you think twice later on, even if you have an advantage, like, shoot, he has a rocket, defensive rocket, like, how much damage am I going to give up just even going for this? And will I even get the kill?
And in the situations where Rapha was playing the smaller champion situation where those decisions you have to make of how much damage am I going to take here. You're a champion with basically 75 health or maybe a little bit more. That's not even a direct. That's just a nicely placed rocket. And we saw that. I feel like as we go further and further, we talk about players like Razy, where it's Razy's keep. In North America, this is starting to really feel like DaHanG's map. Every time we see him pick this map, it's just, in many cases, it's destruction. And if it's not destruction, it's still dominantly in his favor. He has to fight the odd round here and there, but it's just the way he takes his fight and his accuracy and his champion lineup on combination with his fundamentals and how to just handle a 1v1 situation. It's a great result, but Blood Run is going to be the final map. He's actually...
I mean, we're definitely going to see Clutch here again from DaHanG. I'd be shocked if he doesn't pick Clutch.
But he combines Slash and Clutch together, which I find to be a very scary combination because they are two of his absolute strongest champions. You deal with one of them, you've still got this really difficult issue to deal with. And of course, the Clutch comes through. So both of them having Slash, not surprised to see that at all. DaHanG has had some amazing moments on this map.
Yeah, I think
this tournament.
As usual, I think the story is, can you get him off a Clutch right away? I thought Rapha dealt with his Clutch pretty decently on Corrupted Keep, but again, the rockets from DaHanG, he was just really sharp. That is a very heavy rocket map, so when you're landing rockets like that, bouncing people in the air, hitting that in midair, and it's so small and fast, you don't have a lot of avenues for escape when somebody's landing shots like that. So this will be interesting because this is a very classic Quake map. Both of these guys have a world of experience, just a wealth of knowledge on that. There'll be no surprises from either man here. It's just a question of who plays better.
I mean, like, how fitting, right? You got rapha, you got DaHanG, we're at DreamHack, and the deciding map's going to be Blood Run. But it's just a little bit of an extra take now, going in with Quake champions. The fact the game has some distinct differences from the rest. These champions clearly, they do play a big part at this level of play because it's just different matchups, different strategies. But here we go, once again, rapha versus DaHanG. Blood Run will be the decider. I mean, this has been an insane set already. You got to say, that first champion is becoming so much more prominent as these matches progress, as DDK said earlier on during analysis. And of course, rapha going Doomslayer first versus the Clutch. We expected this kind of pick. DaHanG, I'd be surprised if he didn't go Clutch first every time.
I thought that was a good pick by rapha to pick a slightly heavier champion. That way he can deal with the stack a little bit.
Of course, the mobility to match it as well. Also, not only the mobility, but the fact that he can get to certain items without having to rocket jump, without having to hurt himself. These little details will help you massively against Clutch because if he's always going to have a chunky stack, the less self-damage you have to do, the better.
Yeah, and it's important on this map. You can really play on the back foot and line up some rails and stuff, so I'm looking for rapha probably to get some chip damage on this fat Clutch.
Oh, of course.
Try to get those rails in and force the shield. We saw Kilson do this beautifully several times in the map where he was forcing the shield out of DaHanG and it put DaHanG on the back foot, even though he couldn't capitalize a couple times. That's what you got to do. You got to bait that shield or do enough damage where he's forced to use it in a position where he doesn't want to, and then you can do a push. He's being patient right now. He knows that he doesn't have the rocket launcher. rapha's been doing a good job. So if he does pop his shield, he's going to be forced to use the shotgun, most likely.
For sure, and it's not even the super shotgun yet, which is only ever going to just aid you there, but doesn't want the rocket launcher just yet. I feel like this sort of pace of rapha, the way he's approaching this map, I mean, you can tell this is a guy that is familiar with, he knows this matchup, right? He knows what he has to do. It's just a matter of executing it at this level of play.
And he knows DaHanG wants that rocket launcher bad. I mean, see, here he goes. So this, yeah, rail will work too. But again, it's a lower accuracy weapon. Oh my gosh.
Nice, here we go, the mining drill.
Wow.
Unfortunately, wasn't able to finish it, but I gotta say, I highly respect that attempt. He got an amazing trail right there.
Again, speaking to DaHanG's Clutch plays, we say world class, probably the best Clutch in the world. The way he uses the mining drill, very effective.
There was a time when people you would only ever see the mining drill, it was by accident. It was almost 100% by accident.
That literally saved his life, that rocket to rail combo. Now he's gonna get the mega, I mean, that was big.
Yeah, he arrives towards the mega right as the rocket before it detonates. Wow! Okay, see you later, rapha. That is one frag on the board for DaHanG.
Not good for rapha right now. His shield is back up. Clutch is stacked, so he's going to be looking to go down there and push this mega health right now with the shield up. It's going to be difficult if rapha's... I know he's smart. I don't think he'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so risky.
Yeah,
fresh off the spawn.
Ooh, got some peak rails there.
Yep.
He has to pop it now.
There was no way Rapha was going to miss that shot. After that rail failed to connect, DaHanG was going to eat a free rail there. I think he deemed that the cooldown was worth it to just not give Rapha the advantage, not give him that opportunity to push. At the end of the day, keeping Clutch alive is going to be such a factor here for him winning these rounds, because he can be defensive now. He can play that defensive game. 2 minutes left on the clock. Clutch can totally survive for 2 minutes against someone like Anarchy.
Yeah, he's still got a decent stack, so a rocket launcher fight does not benefit Anarchy, and there you go.
I mean, 1 HP. That says it all. That says everything it needs to say. I mean, he's not really going to be able to fight for Mega at this health, of course, but Anarchy comes around the corner, and 2 directs. Who cares about self-damage when he's that chunky?
And he has a shield back up, push. Yeah, this is not good for... Oh, he got the... Oh. Good play by DaHanG right now. Playing very intelligent, landing some good shots.
Oh, using that one more.
Yep, great patience. I think DaHanG's in great shape right now. He's obviously going to look to play conservative. Rapha's the one who has to make a move.
I mean, that was on top of that being an utterly beautiful rocket by DaHanG. Rapha kind of had to make something happen,
yeah,
right? And he understands. I mean, the earlier I get this clutch down, the better, because that's one of many problems. DaHanG could have gone for the defensive nicks or the slash, and I mean, that's surviving with 1 HP. We've seen that so much this weekend. I mean, when is that going to stop?
It's the that's the stack difference between the two. A little lighter champion, and maybe that's a trade right there, you know? But still, you got to give DaHanG credit. Getting him off the clutch is everything in my view right now. You got to get him off this. It's so hard when the clutch is running a shield on this map.
He tried to get a little bit of an angle, but bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Rapha landing some super crucial shots just to keep DaHanG temporarily on the back foot. Looks like he's chasing it down, though. Does he follow him through the teleporter? No. Being patient. I don't think he really wanted to follow a clutch into a teleporter when he had shield. He could have been waiting there.
Actually, I was a little surprised DaHanG. I almost thought he was just going to drop down with the shield right after there with the rocket launcher, because it's been his bread and butter right now. He's not missing a whole lot of rockets. He's been landing pretty darn flush. Look at that again.
Nice shot. And of course, that's going to more so give him the data that it now should be rather safe to try and take the rocket if Rapha wasn't able to get there first, which he is, but there's his time.
One of the things DaHanG does really well on this map, and you can do it on Blood Run, because there are a lot of narrow corridors and blind turns. Even though he has the shield down, he's forcing a short range, you know, battle by waiting and being patient and doing a read. And when they come around the corner, it's rocket versus rocket on the clutch. Granted, he's big, but I mean, you're in that little small hallway. His stack is a huge factor there.
That was so well played by Rapha. You know, they trade that ability for ability. The second he sees the shield get popped, of course, he's going to run away! And he goes around the corner. I mean, I don't feel like it was possible for him to miss that direct, with Clutch was pretty much taking up 95% of his screen.
We've seen them get aggressive. Oh, wow, he's critically. Rapha's going to be on the prowl right now.
He can maintain control here. He can fight to the Mega, try and keep DaHanG behind.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Yeah.
Very good rocket. Going to pretty much undo all the Mega at the very least.
Yeah, he picked it up just after the hit, so it wore off. He didn't get any overstack off that barely. It was off in like a second. So this is kind of big for Rapha right now. He's got the heavy armor. DaHanG's at a basic stack right now, a slash. So anything that goes wrong for him is going to be disastrous. Doomslayer has the advantage with the stack. He's going to be looking to land that good rocket or rail and then push, because slash really doesn't have anything to deal with it right now. And now both items, he's definitely got to get aggressive here. I mean, he doesn't have to. He has a lead, but I'm sure he's looking to.
Definitely.
You don't want to give up too much of the map too early. It's still halfway into this round.
I think that the difference in speed Rapha plays as well is also, I think, dictated by the champion that he's currently against. You know, we saw Clutch, who was being very conservative, wasn't overextending by any means, because he didn't want to get caught in that bad spot where Clutch has you, you know, between that rock and a hard place encounter. But then the second he was able to force the shield away when they traded it. Going to get
nice
one more rail.
Combination by DaHanG. Ooh.
Oh! They're both going to try and finish it. DaHanG being super brave.
Rapha really low right now. It's going to back away. Yep, good play by DaHanG. He's going to secure this armor. Good steal, good patience.
For sure. He just waited for his moment to take a fight that was going to be favorable to him. Even if he doesn't get the fight, even if he doesn't actually get the frag, he's going to be able to at least get some control back on the map.
Yeah, it was oh, man. He's in big trouble now. Rapha hitting some good shots of his own. If this is the story of the rocket launcher of DaHanG, I think Rapha's been hitting some pretty fantastic rails. Oh, no.
Oh,
not
no,
good.
fresh off the jump pad. And I mean, the second rapha was nearby and he knows that jump pad's in use. I mean, that's one of the classic ways to go down, isn't it? LG on the jump pad. What can you do?
Yeah, nothing. You're a human pinata at that point. It's one of the most frustrating. It's like you're helpless. I've been there. You go up and you're like, oh, he's going to line me up. I'm dead.
But what that has done for rapha, of course, is give him another bit of the champion advantage. So we have, once again, the 1 minute warning, 55 seconds left on this round, and there's no way rapha's going to overextend. If he feels like maybe he can take this fight, which, of course, he can, the second he realizes he's done enough damage on that rocket to get the berserk mode, why even try and just make it last any longer? Let's just take the frag and move on.
Well, DaHanG was going to have to push. You see, he didn't get exactly defensive after the rocket. He's just like, I have to go anyway. You know, it's good play by rapha, good round.
There's something quite amazing about that replay of that big rectangular smiley face taking up the whole screen before he inevitably died. I quite like that.
See again, can he get him off this clutch? I think, oh man.
Minimal damage on the rockets. DaHanG,
Yeah.
I know he jumped down, but
Not good.
yeah, he's trying to line up an angle. He knows he can still get one good rail here.
This is good denial. He needs the rocket. He wants that rocket launcher so bad. If he had the rocket launcher there, that was a kill. He was going to use shield, and he would have rocket jumped right up after him. But good job by rapha. Got out of there. Clutch shield still up, though. He's got to be a little careful.
That was good from DaHanG. Like another thing in this level of play that these players are obviously doing is that they're not being hasty activating those abilities. The cooldowns, they transform a 1v1 situation. If you know the ability is down, it gives you so much more freedom. And this in particular, clutch without a shield is nowhere near as dangerous. So you can be a little bit more free with how you maneuver. You can be a bit braver with how you attack. It's just one of those great situations. However, of course, if you've got it, I mean, you can't take the risk.
rapha he's trying to get that shield out of him. That's why you see him. He's just trying to get that chip damage, get the ambushes. He's going for mega. Try to get as much damage as he can. Oh, there we go. Shield's out. Oh, but he's coming hard.
He's going in for the kill.
He ate a lot of nails for that one rocket, I'll tell you that.
It's almost like the same damage was done back to him. About 4 of those rails. Sorry, nails, of course. Pretty much traded it back and forth.
So now he's a little bit in trouble here. rapha does not have a lightning gun, though, which is really great against clutch when his shield is down.
rapha almost set himself up for that rail that was going to connect, knocked himself into the air, and then DaHanG was looking for the rail to finish it.
DaHanG already has his shield back up. He's really great about running those hourglasses. Going in for the kill right here. Probably going to get it. No.
I don't think he's going to try and fight.
Oh.
This berserk is 100% speed boost. Yep, double back. He's going to be waiting for him, so he's going to try and get one of the more favorable angles, but you can see he instantly jumped down like DaHanG. He's going to be on the warpath here. He does not want rapha to be even remotely comfortable.
Good double back by rapha. It would be very easy to get the tunnel vision when you're trying to escape like that and you see the heavy armor on the platform.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
He doesn't have a shield, though.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he's just been confident that he could have done the damage without it, but the encounter takes place. DaHanG didn't have a shield, and the second it comes back, rapha lands the rail that he was after.
Yeah, good recognition by rapha, knowing the shield's not up. He can afford to be a little aggressive, more aggressive than usual. DaHanG's still in trouble here. Oh, that rail just missed. That would have been a kill shot.
They would have been 3 highlight reel-worthy shots, that's for sure. Unfortunately, none of them hit their mark.
And now again, rapha off to get that first frag in the round.
Oh dear. Oh
no.
dear. The second he hit that teleporter and DaHanG was not looking in that direction, that was pretty much a wrap.
He didn't even have time to use his. He didn't even have time to react. I think he had his ghost walk up, and he just died so fast.
I think it just comes down to that Doomslayer combo. DaHanG is in big trouble again.
Hey, he's gonna go try to secure this heavy armor. Oh, he just came. Oh.
I don't know. I don't know about that. The brave rails from DaHanG.
I don't think well, I know he wasn't ready for him to come up the jump pad like that. I honestly thought rapha was gonna, or DaHanG was gonna die like that. I thought maybe rapha saw him out of the corner of his vision, but he didn't. Great rails from DaHanG too. Those were clutch.
But I feel like that was almost like a decision where I don't think he's going to be prepared for this.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time we've seen that jump pad used in that scenario that catches a top player off guard. Like, there are some cases where it's like, what? He went up there? Why? And then that's it. Before you even stop thinking about it, you're dead.
Interesting, though. DaHanG still needs to make something happen. Has about, a minute 20 to do. Still plenty of time on the clock to get that one frag, especially against an Anarchy who can't take a whole lot of damage.
Of course.
And he has Slash, so it's not that the speed of Anarchy is going to present the problem. Nice rail by rapha. That's certainly going to delay DaHanG. Oh, he did rocket jumped up, got the heavy armor. Yeah, still going to be coming back hard. Nice rail again.
I love the fact that he aimed up there because, of course, rapha would have heard the rocket go off. And it's like, why would a rocket go off in this scenario? It had to be a rocket jump.
Yeah, and believe me, he knew when the heavy armor was going to be up. So.
Oh, yeah. trying to get those rockets, but unfortunately minimal damage, so he's forced to back away.
He wants this Megas. Oh, uh-oh, that was a little risky. He got away though.
That backwards movement into injection saved his skin.
I know what he was thinking there. He's thinking just get that one more pickup on Mega or maybe heavy armor, but he's not going to challenge now. He's going to play defensive for 30 seconds. But I know what he was thinking there. It's a little risky, but if he got that Mega, he would have felt a little more comfortable here in the closing seconds.
Now this could be one of the fastest 20 seconds I think we've ever seen. rapha tries to play the runaway game, but DaHanG gets that read on the teleporter, heads him off, meets him in the middle, and now it's going to be a slash mirror match for the rest of this round. I mean, one map each, one round each. This is about as close as I think we were all expecting.
Yeah, good play by DaHanG. Caught rapha unawares. Never want to have your back turned to any of the guys at this level, and DaHanG made him pay. But a couple times, rapha's lost track of DaHanG a little bit here.
It's quite funny really seeing as the exact same encounter happened on DaHanG's Nyx just now, on this exact round, you know, where he was the one caught not looking. It's amazing how they're still able to surprise each other so much when they play each other so much.
Sound cue there from DaHanG. He heard that trail. Oh, nice.
And not a lot of damage on the rockets. Has to watch out. Nice defensive rocket for another time. DaHanG's rockets have been such a saving grace for him in this series.
Oh, huge.
Even with the heavy, 10 HP, I mean, I'd be worried.
He's gonna try, yeah, use the blood. Smart play. Definitely smart play. There's no need to get greedy there. He was able to get away and just sit there for a little bit.
Blink gets healing up just enough, knowing the path you're going to take next. Like right there, he healed in the blood long enough to make sure that... I mean, I'm going to go through this teleporter afterwards, and I know how much health bubbles are going to be there, so it was just enough to give him full health by the end of it.
You don't want to sit there too long and give rapha command of the map. While you're sitting there, he's going to be running around and getting position and collecting items, so you can't stay there too long.
And just like that, it's only a little bit of armor, to be honest, separates the two players. DaHanG full on his defaults, but oh dear. Here comes rapha! And I mean, it almost looked like rapha had the jump on him, but DaHanG's ability to capitalize, beautiful use of the plasma trail, and again, fantastic rockets.
Yeah, he definitely heard him coming, but rapha got to be caught again, unawares. Just came around the corner right into his slash, into a plasma trail. I mean, granted, rapha could have landed his own shots, but I'm pretty, DaHanG was sitting still at that moment, so I think he just had a good sound cue on rapha coming in, and just that little bit of a split-second advantage is all it takes.
And that plasma trail is only ever going to make more noise as well.
DaHanG ready to take command of the whole match. If he wins this round, he moves on to the grand final.
It's so crazy. Here we are. This is match point for DaHanG. And we've seen how important that first frag is going to be. Match point against an opponent who has the best clutch in the business. And that's the exact clutch you have to take out to stay alive in this series. Oh, dear.
Ooh, just missed that rail. Well, I think they should... Oh, my goodness.
Whoa, what an amazing trail. I know he's got that big hitbox, but rapha's LG, thoroughly impressive. But there's the shield.
Yeah, but now that shield's down. He doesn't have heavy armor. He's not going to have the mega health yet. rapha going right back in. Very aggressive. DaHanG would have had to land some great shots just to get that kill.
It's almost like a delay, taking the fight in two parts. And the first part of that fight was doing damage to get the shield. The second half was maximize my berserk time, get the heavy first. By the time the berserk is out, of course, his shield is guaranteed to be out, and he can only be near this nail gun room. And he just finished what he started.
Yeah, good aggression off the spawn, though, by DaHanG, recognizing that although he got the kill, he took a lot of damage for that. So now he has control of both the major items. But he is down a frag.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes down to match point both players. rapha's given himself a fantastic start, of course, taking out the clutch.
Well, I think they should just follow suit with many of the other great matches we had. Should go down to the final round, right?
I mean, how could it not, right?
I mean,
yeah,
come on.
Definitely. This has been one of the most incredible Quake Champions tournaments we've had so far, without a doubt. I mean, the talent, versatility in the players, and I mean, legendary matches like this. Wow! Tries to reappear for a surprise attack, but it just... I mean, that all went pear-shaped right there.
Yeah, it's always risky, especially when you're against a bigger stack like Doomslayer, Sorlag. The Nyx ambush is great, but if they hit you back, it's kind of, the rocket battle's always sketchy to me with these lighter champions. You got to be really careful engaging at close range.
You really need to surprise them with something substantial, right? You need to make sure they don't see you. You get that free, unchallenged rocket or rail. Yeah, rapha trying to get the armor first. This little bit of optimization, tries to beat him towards the heavy, gets one more punch. He just needs one more rocket, and of course, at that angle, there's no reason he's going to miss. rapha is also on match point, and This couldn't have gone any other way. Come on.
Right? Last round, last map. I mean, geez, the intent, this is just crazy. Both guys are making great plays right now. That was, again, a little unfortunate for DaHanG. I know he probably felt he had a good ambush there, but great rockets by Rapha, great recovery. I really don't know. Okay, hey, they're proving us right, 50-50, right?
Absolutely. I know the chat did favor their boy Rapha, and for obvious reasons, but these guys have gone back and forth in Quake Champions. But the answer to the clutch, he took out that clutch relatively early in the previous round.
Yeah, he did a good job pushing when the shield was down. Shield is down now. He has the lightning gun. I think it's a great weapon against such great rockets, though.
He fell down, but answering back with amazing rocket placement. That could have been an absolute disaster, but again, his natural aim is pulling through.
Oh.
Make that 2 different occasions. Talking about natural aim, and he does the exact same thing for a second time. Rapha's lifeline, it's Slash.
Oh my goodness, this is not good for Rapha.
And
that's not good at all.
Unfortunate rail.
He has a shield up, he's stacked. You know, you're on Slash, he pretty much can't take anything.
This is such a scary scenario.
He has to play flawless Quake right now.
Yeah, so watch out. Even with this, you know, and even with the small armor, you're against clutch. You have to be so careful. He has no choice. He has to go for this heavy. He needs to make sure he still maintains some level of control on the map. He can't be bullied away.
And he's 2 champions down, so I know there's a lot of time left in the round, but he really wants to get a frag sooner than later to give him, you know, amount of time, because I would imagine DaHanG's probably going to switch to Nyx. If for whatever reason he loses his clutch, I think he's going to switch to Nyx and try to run the timeout.
For sure. And then even then, we still have DaHanG Slash left to go. But I love this idea of Rapha. You know, he's still staying strong here. He's making sure, look, I'm going to get the mega. I'm going to get heavy. If you just sit there and allow someone like DaHanG to control both these items, and he's being super aggressive. He wants that shield. He wants to get rid of the shield. He's making these big plays, these big decisions. This shield has to come out sooner or later.
He already used it. He used it to secure the armor, so Rapha recognized it was down and moved right in. So good damage. He knows clutch. He has his clutch on the run right now.
This is the best case scenario for him. You know, now there's a clutch. 20 seconds in this situation is a long time to not have a shield available. And at the very least, it is allowing Rapha to just keep this control in the middle of the map. If he's not got a shield, these encounters become a massive risk. We've seen what Rapha's LG can do in combination with everything else he has.
And DaHanG doing a good job. So he's just delaying.
Yep.
The clock is his friend right now.
And now, sprung the trap, and there's the shield. I don't know if Rapha's going to survive this. Oh, and he gets it. That 20 out of 10 backflip to boot. And DaHanG, he has the final trap played.
He's been playing great all tournament, and his clutch, he set some great ambushes there. He's very patient. You got to be careful whipping around the map with DaHanG, because he's very intelligent about slowing the game down, listening for the sound cues, and setting up those good rocket launcher ambushes.